there is something wrong with my face. Apart from the spots, and it's that I can feel the start of a monobrow. And I don't want to end up looking like this. When you've got a huge unibrow like this, it's the only thing people can look at. I'm going to have to do something about this. I need to clean up my eyebrows. But I don't want to go too far and end up looking the opposite, end up looking like this. Well, my eyebrows are far too plucked and manicured, and they end up just making my face look even weirder. So in this video, I'll be running through my eyebrow plucking routine to show you how you can clean up your eyebrows, keep them looking masculine, without ending up with a bush on your face. All the tools and equipment that I'm going to be using for this video are going to be linked down in the description below. I've got UK and US links for each item there as well, so you've got no excuses for having a monobrow. Let's cut to the next camera and we'll get on with it. Okay dude, so I'm now in front of a mirror and I've got some really nice light sources, as you can see. This is just going to help me to see the area more clearly. To begin with, you just need to identify the overall shape of your eyebrows. There's going to be a certain area that the majority of your hairs actually fall in, which for me is going to be somewhere around here. You'll notice that there are other hairs sprouting outside of that main bulk. These are the ones that really you want to take out. So you need to grab yourself a decent pair of tweezers. I always like the Tweezerman branded ones because they tend to be quite sharp at the end, which makes the plucking process way more easy. So then to begin with, you can just start by plucking out these external hairs and then we'll move on to the monobrow. So you'll notice I've got a couple up and around here. So these are significantly way above and way below where my eyebrow actually sits. I'll begin by just popping them out. And then there are a few just above the top here as well, which I'm also just going to eradicate. It's a bit more tricky when you get to the very tip of the eyebrow, because you'll notice you've not only got the ones that are actually outside of the main bulk, but you might have some that are in the main bulk, but that are so long that they protrude quite far out. Now you can pluck these, but I'd recommend leaving them till later and then we'll just trim them up. So pick out the ones that you think are the outliers and then move on. And then the same goes with the bottom area of the eyebrow as well. You'll see there are quite a few here sitting in a line that dip down from the main bulk. So these ones I can just pluck straight off. There we go, looking much nicer and much cleaner. And you'll see here again with the other side, I've got a very similar amount of hairs creeping down right towards my eyeball. And I've got a few, stranded ones, one even up here, way above my eye, and then a couple towards the bottom again. So I'm just going to smash these away using the tweezers. Now this here, there is a bit of a pull. Doesn't hurt much. If you want to reduce the pain, it's probably worth washing your face beforehand. I'm not really bothered by it. There we go, that's looking much nicer, far less outliers this time. I wouldn't recommend going too far with this. You can end up leaving your eyebrows far too thin. But if you're someone that's got quite unusual shaped eyebrows, then it might be worth attempting to shape them a bit. My normal eyebrow shape is a really sharp arc. So normally it kind of goes up here really high and then straight down again. And this just looks a bit strange, looks a bit unnatural. And I think it just looks better if it's a bit more flat for me. So the last time I plucked my eyebrows, I decided to pluck away the top section a bit to just make it look a bit more even and natural. But now we move on to the dreaded monobrow. Now I don't know if the camera picks this up very well, but you'll see between my eyes there is certainly a small accumulation of hairs starting. And that's what happens, it starts and then it builds up. I just like to keep on top of it because from certain angles in the light it just looks a bit odd. So it's the same sort of premise here again. We go straight in, keep rotating your head slightly so you can have different angles of the light and then you can see all of the different hairs more easily. And just chop any of those out of the main bulk that are sitting in the middle. There is even going to be some a bit further down, sort of down here. There may even be some going onto the bridge of your nose, so we'll also keep that in mind as well. And there we go, the monobrow has easily been defeated. Now comes an interesting part, because you can have a go at cutting with specialised scissors to do the job, but these days I actually like to start out with some hair thinning scissors, just to take a little bit of the bulk out of these hairs in the middle that are going to get super long, because you're never plucking these ones. sometimes it can end up making them all curly and look extra dark and extra bushy. So dead simple, just get a pair of these scissors and then just do a couple of cuts into it. This provides a staggered cut so that it doesn't chop all of the hairs in the row, to give you a much better thinning effect. So with this one, all I do is pull my hair using my hand up and across, which stands some of the hairs on end, and then I go straight in and just do a cut with the scissors, and boom. You can see here by doing this, I'm not actually, making my eyebrows disappear. You'll just notice it's a little bit thinner and a little bit more under control. Just do this a couple of times, even right to the end. And this can gradually, over time, just help to get rid of some of them super long hairs. And then the same again on the opposite side. Real easy, just thins them out slightly without cutting them all off. And then you can go in with a much smaller pair of scissors. I like the ones with the circle on the end because it means that I can't spear myself in the eye. And then what I just do here is those ones on the end that are spearing out, I just grab them and just chop the end off. Dead easy. Same again with the opposite side. And then if you do that brush up thing again, you can actually use a small brush for this, but I find my hands to be more than suitable. If there are some that are spearing way above the main line, there's one or two there, not many, then you can just trim the tops of them off as well. And there you go, you've got a set of eyebrows that were quite bushy, back to normal again. They're not incredibly thin, but they look nice, they look neat, sorted. Hopefully you found this short tutorial useful. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I've got all the little tools and gadgets linked in the description so you can grab them for yourself and easily do your eyebrows. I'd recommend doing this process no more than once a month, once every 2 months. And if you're a guy who's got, naturally, barely any eyebrows, you're probably not going to even need to do this anyway. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you press the like button. And if you're new around here and you want to see similar grooming tutorials and also advice on what to wear, then make sure you press the round subscribe icon to this side. And I've got 2 more videos for you to watch right down there, and I'll see you on the next one.